What if I told you the Indian government is about to drop up to 1,800 crore rupees? Not on buying drones, but on building an entire industry to make them. That's Mission Drone Shakti. And yeah, it matters more than you think. So here's the deal. Right now, most drones sold in India, or at least the critical guts inside them, come from China. Motors, sensors, chips, frames. Imported, assembled here, slapped with a label. The government wants to rip that dependency out by the roots. Mission Drone Shakti is a structural, multi-year program launching in FY27. That's the financial year 2027-28. With a budget sitting somewhere between 1,600 and 1,800 crore rupees spread over 5 years. On screen, you can see exactly how that budget breaks down across the program's timeline. This isn't a pilot scheme or a press release dressed up as policy. This is a 5-year bet on building a made-in-India drone supply chain from the ground up. And the way they're going to do it is through a PLI model. Production-linked incentive. Think of it like this. The government walks up to a manufacturer and says, hey, set up your factory, put in the work, and for every batch of drones you actually produce, we'll pay you back a portion of your costs. You only get rewarded after you deliver output. It's not a free handout, it's a performance bonus. India's already pulled this off with smartphones and semiconductors, so the playbook exists. The whole thing will be overseen by the Anusandhan National Research Foundation, ANRF, which is basically India's Apex R and AMP-D funding body, the government's innovation bankroller. Whether you're a manufacturer, a service operator, or someone who just flies drones for a living, the ripple effects from this are coming for your industry. But knowing the scheme exists is only half the story. The real question is, who actually benefits and how does the money flow? That's exactly what we're getting into next. So now that you know what the government is doing, the real question is, where does that leave you? Let's talk winners, losers, and what this actually means for your money. If you're an entrepreneur or freelancer looking to break into drone services, honestly, the entry point has never been cleaner. The Digital Sky platform. Think of it as a single online window where you register your drone, get your permissions, and you're off. Has slashed the red tape significantly. No more running between government departments. You apply, you fly. Commercially. And here's the part that actually gets interesting. The demand is already there, and it's government funded. The Kisan Drone Initiative is putting drones over farmland right now. Crop spraying, soil monitoring, yield mapping. Real work, real contracts. And then there's SVAMITVA, a scheme using drones to map land records across rural India. These aren't pipe dreams sitting in a policy document somewhere. Service providers are being hired for these programs today. Now, that's your window. But, and I really need you to hear this, if your business was built on cheap imported drones, especially Chinese hardware, you're about to feel it. The import ban means that drone you were sourcing for 80,000 rupees, that same capability from an Indian manufacturer could now run you 1,20,000 rupees or more. That's a brutal hit on your upfront capital and your cash flow. So who's actually winning here? Established Indian manufacturers like IdeaForge. They've got government subsidies aimed at a protected market now. That's a dream combo. Component makers like Time Technoplast, supplying frames and structural parts, are also sitting pretty. And who's hurting? Small operators. Photographers, survey freelancers, delivery startups. Anyone who built a lean model around low-cost imported hardware. Costs just went up. Margins just got squeezed. So the ecosystem is being reshaped. Fast. Next up, we're looking at whether this policy actually has the legs to deliver, or whether it's headed for the same fate as a dozen other well-intentioned schemes before it. So now that you know what the scheme does, the real question is, what does it mean for your next 3 to 5 years? Let's zoom out. Think about the import ban this way. It's basically the government banning McDonald's so that local street vendors are forced to build better burgers and eventually create an entire local food chain. Short term, customers pay more, choices shrink, quality is patchy. Long term, if it works, India has a self-sufficient drone industry that doesn't crumble every time geopolitics with China gets messy. That's the trade-off, and it's a deliberate one. Now here's your planning anchor. The PLI incentives under this scheme kick in from FY27. That's roughly a 2-year preparation window sitting right in front of you. If you're in drone services, this is the moment to orient yourself toward agriculture and land surveying. These are government-backed verticals with subsidized demand and your clients there. Agencies, large agribusinesses, can absorb the higher hardware costs so you don't have to bleed margins. If you're eyeing manufacturing, be honest with yourself. The scheme's push into deep tech, sensors, propulsion, navigation chips, is not a bootstrap startup game. The entry bar is genuinely high, but the market itself, it's on track for serious growth through 2030. And Mission Drone Shakti is specifically designed to make sure Indian businesses, not Chinese suppliers, are the ones capturing that value. The winners here will be the ones who read the government's demand signals early, manage the hardware cost transition smartly, and plant their flag in sectors where public money is already flowing. That window is open right now. FY27 will come faster than you think. Don't wait for it to start moving. Follow us for more updates like this. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and X.